Welcome to Three Idiots with Internet. I'm your host, Blake.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Sam, coming at you on the Sam Cam.
So today's a fun day. We have our special guest Friday. And today, we have not other than our favorite Bengals fan, Esteban Melendez.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Esteban.
Thank you.
He's our only Bengals fan.
Only Bengals fan. That's why he's our favorite. We hate him.
So how's it going today, Esteban?
So far so good. Had a pretty solid day at Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Oh, nice.
And now I'm here with the boys and I'm ready to talk.
All right, so tell everyone about yourself a little bit.
I'm the oldest one in the group. I'm a big Bengals fan. God knows why. And I don't know. I like talking about football. It's something that I'm passionate about, and hopefully something that's in my future.
Nice. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is the news that broke yesterday. Carlos Dunlap got traded to the Seahawks for B.J. Finney, an interior offensive lineman, and a 7th rounder. What are your thoughts on this deal?
I think it's a good trade for both sides because, Seattle needed a pass rush after Jadeveon Clowney left them.
For sure.
Dunlap is no Jadeveon Clowney, but he's certainly a lot cheaper.
He's been on the decline the last couple of years, but he's still...
Yeah, but the Bengals don't even use him that much. We use Sam Hubbard, Geno Atkins, and DJ Reader. We run like a 3-4. You don't really see Dunlap on the field that much.
Right.
And as for this guy, B.J. Finney, I think he's good. I think he
was a great for the Pittsburgh Steelers when
he'll definitely be an upgrade over our center now, who's quite terrible.
Like the rest of your line.
Yeah, the rest of the
All right. The only part about the Bengals offensive line that I actually like is Jonah Williams, the left tackle.
Yeah.
He's good. Like Jonah Williams is good, but like Bobby Hart, I like
the GOAT.
Oh my God,
The GOAT.
Bobby Hart and Michael Jordan have to be the worst right side of the line in the league, easily. They're terrible.
That's fair.
So I think they'll help a lot.
That's awesome. So your first rounder from out of LSU, you guys were able to get the top prospect in the draft, Joe Burrow. How excited were you when you found out that the Bengals drafted?
I shit my pants. I think that Joe Burrow is he has the potential to be like an Andrew Luck type quarterback. I think that he's really underrated in the sense that he can. He's a really good maneuver. He maneuvers in the pocket exceptionally well. He has his arm strength isn't the best, but he's got exceptional accuracy. You can see against Mississippi last year, he was tearing them apart. Against even Clemson, the championship, he was tearing them apart.
Yep.
And even this season, he's got over three games with 300 passing yards. Like he is proving himself to be a very good quarterback. I think if the Bengals can get more offensive line help, it'll definitely be helpful for him.
Even without that offensive line, he's still 4th in passing yards. He doesn't have as many touchdown passes compared to the rest of the league, but it's not every day you got a rookie quarterback 4th in passing yards going in a weekend.
Yeah, and the other thing is like other rookie quarterbacks, you take a look at Dak when he first came into the league. He was really, really shaky his first season. You take a look at other starters that have stepped in, rookies that have been kind of thrown into the fire. Like Ryan Finley, our backup last year, he was thrown into the fire when Dalton got benched. He was terrible. But now that we have someone who's composed, we have someone who knows what he's doing. He's a captain already. Like he's a rookie captain, which means speaks a lot to who he is.
Very, very rare.
Yeah, I like Burrow. He's already at his young career, very respected by almost all the players in this league.
Yeah.
It's like they treat him like a veteran quarterback already.
What I like about him is when we tied against the Eagles, he got pissed, and that's what I love to see. I love to see that. He got pissed. When you can see it in his face. So, I think the, with a little more development, as time goes on, he'll become more, adept to playing in the league.
Mm-hmm. Is he the truth for the Bengals?
100%. 100%. I kind of got a hot take on this. I think if the Bengals can get an offensive line and a secondary, they'll be a Super Bowl team within 6 years.
That's quite a lot to ask for them.
That's a lot to ask.
But hear me out. So you got Joe Burrow, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. You got
I'm losing brain cells.
I don't disagree with you, but that's a lot to ask to get a line and a secondary within 6 years that are Super Bowl ready.
I'm losing brain cells.
If you think about it, they're already 1-5-1. They're already on the verge of getting a very good draft pick.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, their team is already. I don't think their record like gives the team the right respect because this teams that they're playing, for example, what was it? I think it was 3 or 4 games, 3 or 4. What was it? 4 of their losses were under 5 points.
Yeah, so like the Colts especially, we were beating the
Choke.
Shut up. We were beating beating the Colts for a majority of that game.
Choke.
We were beating the Colts for a majority of that game, and
Still lost.
Yeah.
How does it feel that Joe Burrow has 0 kids compared to Philip Rivers 9?
Greatest stat line I've ever heard.
I think Joe Burrow's got to have more kids if he needs to step
He's
it
got
up.
to step up his game.
He needs that dad strength.
He needs to work on.
Moving on. Joe Mixon. How much do you love Joe Mixon from a scale of 1 to 28?
I'd say a 27, just because he hit his girlfriend once.
That's a good way. That's a good reason to take off that one. That's a
Just
good
one.
reason. Just one though.
Esteban
just one.
supports.
Yeah.
In Ohio.
It has to be no, but seriously, Joe Mixon, I think, is the best part of our offense currently. You know, he's a really good pass catcher. He's an excellent runner. He's good between the tackles, and he's fast too. And another thing that's underrated about him, he's a good blocker too. Like you can see him, like he picks up blitzers pretty well.
He's a pretty big
Guy for running back.
Exactly. So I'm not saying he's going to be like an Adrian Peterson.
I'm just saying, like size-wise, he has everything there.
He's got like the size of Adrian Peterson, who's arguably the best running back of all time.
Like Bill Belichick called him last year. He called him the best running back in football.
That's-
That right there is just high. That's crazy high praise.
Well, I mean, if Bill Belichick is noticing him, like you can tell, like he cares about what he cares about. What he does.
Of all time.
Yeah, he cares about what he does.
Exactly.
He called Mixon a workhorse, just never stops his legs moving.
Yeah, because that's what he does. He's great at moving the pile.
Remember, he won one against the Steelers last year where he shut down and lost at 10, and he turned it to a gain of 3.
Yeah.
It was one of the craziest runs I've ever seen. I was punching my TV, and at the same time, I was still insanely impressed by how good Joe.
I think Joe Mixon. I think he deserves to be paid like Zeke money.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I can
Yes.
see it.
I think either Zeke or CMC money. I think he deserves it.
I wouldn't say
CMC money, but I would say on the scale.
I'll think.
Yeah, he's up there. He's very much
Derrick
up there.
Henry.
The one thing stopping,
I don't know what
the one thing stopping Mixon's legs from moving is that foot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think.
Gio Bernard, let's go, fantasy owners. We get to start on this week.
All right. To be fair, I think you would shit yourself too if you had to see that mustache coming at you.
Oh hell no, I don't want that.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I'd rather have Derrick Henry running at me at full
Yeah, I
speed.
saw him and I was like, this dude does not look like a football player.
No, he doesn't. He looks like a cop or a lawyer or something.
he's not looking for a football player. Lawyer.
No, but I think Bernard, he's been consistent for us. Like he hasn't really been used as much because of, since Mixon was drafted, he hasn't been used as much.
Yeah.
But
He's a captain, right?
yeah, he's a captain. He's a 5-star captain. I'm pretty sure.
Wow. So your 33rd overall pick in the draft in the second round, first selection in the second round. You guys were able to draft wide receiver out of Clemson, T. Higgins.
I think that was an underrated pick. He's averaging 15 yards a reception on 27 receptions.
I love T. Higgins.
I think he might be one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver coming out of this draft class.
I think I'm kind of happy that we didn't take that the Vikings or the Eagles didn't take T. Higgins. I think he's a really good scheme fit for us because like we needed a replacement for Green because if you think about it, Green has been really injured recently and he's our big body receiver. Mm-hmm. So you get a guy like T. Higgins who comes in, he's really big. He's able to make run after the catch plays, and he's like, he's got great hands too. He's like, I guess he could be the replacement for Green should he get traded or should he like retire in the next couple of seasons because Green's old.
AJ Green's a fossil.
Yeah. What's your take on AJ Green? Because this year he's playing pretty.
He's had an okay
I would
last
say
couple.
he's playing pretty bad.
AJ Green.
Like growing up, when I was watching AJ Green, he was just like groundbreaking.
Oh yeah.
He was making catches that had absolutely no right.
The Hail Mary.
Yeah.
He was making catches that had absolutely no right of being caught.
Yeah.
But now that after he missed all of a season not too long ago, yes, he missed a season and a half with an injury. This season he missed a little bit with an injury as well, and he's reportedly unhappy. He doesn't like our coach, Zach Taylor, and I don't know really what's going on, but him and John Ross, we don't really need him. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's true because we have discount Mike Thomas. He's an okay guy. Like, he's a decent number 3 receiver. Tyler Boyd has had 1,000 yards receiving every year that he's played, and T. Higgins looks like he's going to be the next big thing. So I mean, I think Green. I think we should, if anything, we should try to trade him before he retires because he's a big cap hit too. We shouldn't be. I don't think we should be cutting him. I think we should try to get like a late round draft pick or something like that.
I hope the Patriots are listening, by the way.
I have seen rumors that he could be going to the Patriots.
Awesome.
I think he would be a good fit for Cam. If Cam just sticks around, I think he'd love.
Just gonna throw the ball over his head.
Yeah. If Cam sticks around. But the other thing is, Green would be a great mentor to someone like N'Keal Harry, and Olszewski. That's what
Gunnar Olszewski.
Gunnar Olszewski. He's another great guy, and you had Jacoby Myers too. Green could be a really good mentor for those guys. I would,
Screw Edelman.
Yeah, I mean Edelman just got injured too. So.
The thing is, the Patriots, they need a deep threat because if you look at all of our receivers, N'Keal Harry, I would even say he's worth the deep threat.
You should look at John Ross.
John Ross is up for trade.
The thing is with AJ Green, he's just a big body, 6'4", 210. It's like he's just that big, sort of, and it's when you're that big, it helps.
Yeah.
A lot, especially when you're playing against basically any corner.
And his arms are like stupidly long too, so like his reach is like way more. Mm-hmm. And he's got hops too. You can see that like he has the ability to jump up and get a catch too. So I think Green is a good player. I think we should try to get something for him before we cut him or he retires. But I mean, I don't know. I've always loved watching him play.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing him in the NFC North. Just see him twice a year. Every single time he's done a lot of things that is bad, and every single time after the game, I'm amazed about how good he is, how much of a consistent career he's had up to this point. He's been such a great receiver, one of the best of all time.
I think if he wasn't injured, he would probably be in the consideration for like the best receiver of this century.
If he was on a better team.
No.
Centuries.
No. If he was on a better team.
No, this.
Decade?
That's what decade, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure, because you said century, not confused.
Yeah, no, that's on me. Decade, that's what I meant.
If he was on a better
Antonio Brown.
Julio Jones.
Alvin Johnson.
You mean Chase Claypool?
Mapletron, bro.
So, what's the problem with the Bengals? And why do they suck every year?
God, all right. Where do I even start? Okay, I think our owner sucks. He is the worst. He doesn't spend big money. Like you never see like our free agents this year were like Trey Waynes, Mackenzie Alexander, Von Bell, and like
Von Bell's a good signing.
I like Von Bell a lot, but like
he's a good player.
Yeah, but like Trey Waynes and Mackenzie Alexander, like we haven't even seen them this season. They've been injured, and our front office doesn't really do a great job of trading players or acquiring players in like free agency. I think the Bengals should have made a move for Jadeveon Clowney. I thought that would have been something that would have been really good for them. I thought they should have, right? I also think they should have. I mean, but they recently did just sign Quentin Spain, who was cut from the Bills.
Oh yes, the guard. He did a fantastic year last year.
That's huge for us. I think. Yeah, it's huge for us. And then I think the other thing that we need a new defensive coordinator, dude. I mean, there's no way that we keep putting up these amount of points. Like, and they're
putting up a lot of points.
Yeah, like we have some talent on that defense. Like William Jackson is a good corner. He just needs to improve his tackling. Sean Williams and Von Bell are a very underrated safety duo. You got Sam Hubbard, who's one of the more underrated, under the radar pass rushers, and then you have Geno Atkins, who's arguably one of the best defensive tackles in the league on a good day. So, I mean,
like 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But we also got DJ Reader, who was a big offseason.
No, I like him a lot. He came in the Texans. He is a big dude, and he is not a force to be reckoned with.
Reader is nuts.
He's a fantastic dude.
We also got Mike Daniels too. So from the.
What do you mean you had a cheap offseason? That's a good offseason. Von Bell, Reader, Daniels.
This is the first offseason in like 10 years where we've actually brought in stuff to like help. So I think if we get trading more, I think we need to like get rid of our dead weight because I mean we have a lot of dead weight on
half
that
the team.
Basically, like as much as I love Giovanni Bernard, like he's like in his 30s now. You know,
fossil.
Yeah,
he's putting up numbers when they need him though.
Yeah, but like when you have Joe Mixon, like, you don't really need Giovanni Bernard.
But you don't have
Joe
Mixon
Mixon
half
needs to
the
be
time
healthy.
because his foot.
Yeah.
He's good to keep around right now.
Yeah, right now, but I think
we should
Having two good running backs in the NFL is a huge thing you need.
Yeah.
And that's what you have. Questions for Esteban.
Oh boy.
So why did you choose the Bengals? Tell us what happened there.
All right. So the story of how I chose the Bengals was, I was about 12 years old, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get into football, but I don't want to be a Jets, Giants, or Patriots fans. I just didn't like the Patriots, and the Jets and the Giants both sucked. Right?
Fair.
So I was like, you know what? Let's take all other 29 teams, throw them in a hat, and see what's up. Grabbed the Bengals, looked at Madden. Oh, sick! They have sweet uniforms, and I stuck with them.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, and then I learned like 2 years after that they were like one of the worst run organizations in the league.
So our first fan question. This is from your girlfriend Liz. What do you think the Bengals need to start winning more?
Because they suck. That's what.
That's what you said.
Like I've been saying, like we need an offensive line, like a better offensive line. We need a better secondary, maybe a change in defensive scheme, because that we've been letting up a lot of defensive points this season.
A lot.
Like I don't think we've had a game where we let under 20 this season so far. So
Oh, you haven't? I don't think so.
yeah, so I mean, I think we need a change of scenery in the defensive spot. I think our offense is good as long as we get like two solid guards and maybe a replacement for Bobby Hart, then we'll be fine.
All right. Next
Can I
question.
take this one?
Yeah, you can take this one.
Thank you. So the Bengals, in your opinion, if they had a top 3 defense, would they be undefeated because of their explosive offense? And that's from Dan Brusecki.
No question.
No.
No.
What do you think the record would be?
I think they would have still
4-2.
Yeah, I think 4-2 is I think they still would have lost.
Still would have choked?
No, I think
No, if they had a top 3
Maybe
defense, they're not choking.
I think they still would have lost
To Baltimore.
to Baltimore.
Because they lost.
They lost 27-3.
I think we still lose to Baltimore because it's Baltimore. They're one of the best teams in the league. Honestly,
All right, Esteban. Who is the most overrated team in the NFL?
Bears or Niners.
Okay.
I think that starting off with the Bears, I think Nick Foles is just not really the answer for them. I think like he might be a good short-term answer, but outside of Allen Robinson and David Montgomery, like they don't really have anyone consistent. You could argue that Jimmy Graham is okay, but he's also becoming really old. I think if they start playing Cole Kmet more, he might.
Cole Kmet's
Looks good.
Cole Kmet's look really good. And as for the Niners, I think this is kind of showing like how. I mean, their defense has been like injury ridden. Like they've lost Bosa, they've lost Thomas, I think, or
Solomon Thomas.
Bosa, they lost Solomon
They
Thomas.
lost Garoppolo for a few games.
Garoppolo's got, and then they benched their backup for another backup, and then they benched that backup again. So it's like,
Well, Jeff Wilson's hurt.
well, no, not even. Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert's on IR.
Jerick McKinnon's been.
Jared McKinnon's getting really boomer bust. And then who's this other guy that's on the Hasty? Like I've never.
Jamichael Hasty.
But we gotta remember when the Niners were healthy week 1, they did they got pooped on by the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They lost.
Shit on, dude.
Yeah,
That
no.
was bad.
Blue.
And
That goes back to I had a take in the beginning of the season that the Niners were going to be.
I agree with you on that one because
the Niners are the
Super Bowl hangover.
Go to Blake for takes. He's right every time.
Super Bowl hangover.
All right, who's the most underrated team in the NFL right now?
I got 2 answers for this one.
The Bengals!
No, the Lions and the Cardinals. I think that starting off with the Lions, Matt Stafford is like a top 10 quarterback easily, if not top 5. Right now, based on his current form and how he's played consistently over his career, he's one of the best. Like
always hurt.
he's always hurt, but he's one of the best passing quarterbacks that we've seen in past 10 years. I think that DeAndre Swift is looking like a really, really good selection.
He's gonna have a bright future, dude.
Swift.
Yeah, he was
Dynasty.
yeah, he looks great. I think that Kenny Galladay is one of the most underrated receivers in the game right now. TJ Hawkinson is starting to finally look like he's breaking in. Marvin
Jones Jr.
Yeah, Marvin Jones. Jeff Okuda. I really like Jeff Okuda. Jeff Okuda's so good.
The thing is, their defense is a little old.
I mean, like when you try to like take all the Patriots old players.
I was about to say they're taking the scraps from the Patriots.
I feel like that's what
the Lions and the Dolphins.
The Lions Dolphins.
Every Belichick disciple kind of seems to do that. They just take the Patriots old players. But
They know them.
Yeah. So I think and as for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. At the beginning of the season, Blake and I had him as the MVP candidate.
I'm not gonna lie, he could pass Russell Wilson because if we remember last season, Russell Wilson was through the first 8 weeks the MVP #1 candidate.
Yes.
And then Lamar Jackson just entered the trap.
Yeah.
I'm still taking Kyler Murray this season.
I agree with you, Blake. I think that he probably won't, just because this is like because Russ is like everyone's on that let Russ cook train, and everyone is like. We saw what he did against Arizona. He carved them up for a majority of the game. Even he threw 3 picks, which is still bad, but he still carved them up. And I think Kyler, he finally got a good receiver. Last year, he didn't have any good receivers.
It's showing.
It's really showing what a difference DeAndre Hopkins is. I think that their offensive line is underrated too, and his scrambling ability is. That's not fine.
I don't know what that is. Keep going.
Their defense for the Cardinals is actually even though they lost Chandler Jones, for example, Budda Baker is playing amazing right now.
One of the best safeties, if not the best safety in the league.
He's playing amazing right now.
All right, last question. Who is going to win the Super Bowl?
Bengals!
The Super Bowl? I don't think the Ravens are going to make it back to the Super Bowl, honestly.
No way.
I think...
They're dumb.
I think
Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter is...
Wait. What was his take?
Alex Schefter. I think...
Schefter said that he said the Ravens.
I think, honestly...
Remember when we had him on?
I think the Chiefs are going to win it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would love them to, just because I'm a big fan of Andy Reid. I think he finally deserves something after all the hard work he's put in.
He's choked, though.
Yeah, he did lose. He had his offense. He's had some insane offenses. Andy Reid. He's had Vic, Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
He's had Donovan McNabb. He made it to a Super Bowl in 2004, but lost to the Patriots.
All right.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I think Mahomes is he will be the greatest quarterback of all time by the time his career is over.
Yeah,
all right, Esteban, we really enjoyed having you on today. All 3 of us did. We were really excited to have you on as our second special guest.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much
for having me.
You may now leave the stage.
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Pleasure doing business.
Thank
you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment down below any ideas you have or questions for us. And we'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one.